Trey Giglio is the Independence Bowl chairman. I've already called him John Michael 3 or 4 times, but he's my cousin. It's a plumbing pitch. You know, I asked you off the air, but your answer was so awesome, I'm going to ask you again. Independence Bowl chairman. Dude, how'd you get roped into that?
Robert, it's an honor to do it for our community. This means so much for the economic development, economic exposure for the city of Shreveport. It's an honor.
Talk to me about Duke and Temple. Talk to me about how we got, because there's a lot of people yesterday, Duke and Temple, how did we? And I'm saying, look, it's just the way the system works. If you can, in about a couple of minutes, explain to folks how that system works that we end up with those 2 teams.
Well, of course, in the ACC, we have the 8th selection. And you can see the bowls after us, who they took, who was
That's
available
based on
to
payout.
us.
Fair enough?
It is. Payout has a lot to do with it, and some other factors, but payout has a lot to do with it. Okay. And so you see we had Duke on the table, and then who went below our game was Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Boston College. And out of that mix, of course, Duke was our top selection, and the ACC did assign Duke to us. So excited to have him back. Coach Cutcliffe, this will be his 4th appearance in Shreveport. He's a huge fan of the Independence Bowl, and he's really excited to be back here.
Pardon me, but when you think football programs, you don't necessarily think Duke and Temple. Sell me on this one a little bit.
If you look at their seasons, Duke ended 7-5. They had a great season. They started off really strong. They had some huge wins in their program this year, and they've done a lot with their program. They're really a national brand in football now. On the other side of the ball, in the American, we know the SEC did not fill with the number of bowl-eligible teams. They put so many up into the New Year's Six system. So we go to our backup agreements. Our backup agreements are with Conference USA and the American Conference. We took Southern Miss last year from Conference USA, so it was an American year for the backup agreements. The American made Temple available to us. That's who was assigned to us. A lot of people want to know how that worked, how that happened. Well, in that conference, they have a philosophy that their top teams go to their top bowl games. We are considered a top bowl game in the American Conference, and they send their top teams to play in the Power 5 teams. Their top teams this year were UCF, Cincinnati, Memphis, Temple. Those are the 4 teams in the American that will play the Power 5 this year. The conference assigned Temple to us. They had a strong season. We're excited to welcome them here.
Bluntly speaking, is this going to be a difficult sell to the people of Shreveport, especially with the attendance being a little iffy the last few years with sponsorship? Well, sponsorship is okay for a while, but I guess sell me on this one. I'm a Shreveport guy. Sell me on this.
This is a unique opportunity to see 2 national programs that you otherwise would not have the opportunity to see. 2 teams that are actually really good. Duke 7-5, Temple 8-4. Duke has a quarterback that's going to go into the NFL draft pretty high, NFL prospect pick, and great coaches, great players. It's a national game. I mean, this game is pretty evenly matched. It's a big deal.
Is the toughest part, is the most difficult part of being Independence Bowl chairman? I would think it would be maintaining a high level of community involvement. Is that am I on the money there?
I don't think it's maintaining anything. I think it's striving to be better. We can't, if our goal is to maintain, that doesn't work. Our goal is to be better in everything that we do, in the events that we put on during bowl week, throughout the year for this community, in selection order and in team selection. We're striving to constantly be better.
What's going to be better this year? What I mean, every year with sponsors and stuff, they've, especially walk-ons being walk-ons. I mean, they took us to a new echelon last year, I thought, as far as the game accoutrement. What's on the table for this year that's going to be awesome?
Bowl week is going to be remarkable. We start with the 23rd, the big game show at the Municipal Auditorium, where the 2 teams will compete in a Family Feud style game show. Very competitive. Tickets available to the public for just $5. It's exciting. Then we move to the night before the game on the 26th. We'll have the Mardi Gras preview parade, starting at the Louisiana Boardwalk, going through downtown Shreveport, ending at the Red River District. Over 20 floats will be in the parade. It will be awesome. The team bands will march in it. And then we go to the free concert in the Red River District immediately after the parade. What a fun night, not only for our local community to be a part of, but the traveling fans. day of the game, we're going to have a fan fest like we've never seen before. Big game atmosphere. Chef John Fols will be here breaking
the biggest gumbo, Guinness Book of World Records for gumbo.
World record, over about 6,800 pounds of
What kind
gumbo.
of work do you guys do? What kind of work will you do in the next, say 2 to 3 weeks in like Durham, North Carolina, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the homes of the two schools?
Well, I can tell you that the teams are already coordinating their visits to come to Shreveport this week, where they'll be touring the city, the facilities, planning their bowl week. Our bowl staff will be working around the clock until bowl week to make sure everything is finalized and set, as well as our marketing efforts are out, and our team will be working on that. So even though we have been working all year long very hard with our events and planning for this week, everything really ramps up right now.
Is our day and time advantageous for television ratings, for exposure for our market for Shreveport and Bossier?
Well, our TV date on the 27th positions us in Bowl Week, which is where the most prestigious games are positioned between Christmas and New Year's. And we're on the 27th, which allows a whole day on the 26th for fans to travel in after Christmas to come see this bowl game, fans of the two universities. So I think it's really good. And like I said, we're positioned with the more prestigious games in the country.